I've been over the board 15 times today. We're talking thousands and thousands of mental simulations. I've got multiple bets, including one psycho bet that's plus 200 that you're definitely going to want to stick around for. But first, do yourself a favor. Subscribe. Do it now. It takes like 2 seconds. You like sports betting. I like sports betting. I talk about it every day. You like to listen to it every day. This just makes sense. Go ahead and throw a like, comment even. Tell YouTube how much you like sports betting. That way, YouTube shows you more sports betting. It just makes sense. Usually I do a recap, but to be honest with you, we did an NBA show yesterday. That sucked. Today, I'm not even sure what I did yesterday. I think I bet Bailey over 4.5 strikeouts in a cash yesterday, but I'm not going to count that because there was no show, but that did happen. First bet on the card, JP France over 4.5 strikeouts, even money at FanDuel. Look, guys, he struck out 5 in his major league debut against Seattle. I think that was Saturday night, all right? And it only took him 84 pitches. You know the kid was nervous. I think he throws more today. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's got the sweetest mustache you can possibly have as a pitcher. Hopefully at some point in his career he gains a little weight, because then we got like a portly mustache guy. Can't beat that, especially when he's 4.5. Against right-handed pitchers, the White Sox do swing and miss a lot. JP France is a swing and miss guy. We're talking 14% in his first ever start in the major leagues. That's a lot. We look for 10 as like my baseline, so 14 is obviously higher than that. We're looking at 5 White Sox that are all 22+% strikeout rate against righties this season. They haven't really struck out much lately, but I think that's because of who they've actually seen. They just got done with the Royals. The Royals don't strike out anybody. Like, I'm talking like I could probably get a hit off some of these guys. Brady Singer got 4 strikeouts against them, though, and he's only a 9% swing and miss guy. Brad Keller, my guy Brad Keller, got 4 strikeouts against them. He's a 9% swing and miss guy. Zach Greinke, 7% swing and miss guy. He got 2 strikeouts against them. So whenever you're thinking, hey, how come they haven't struck out a lot lately? There's your answer. We all saw Jordan Lyles get 6 against them, though. That was the psycho bet, our last psycho bet, plus 230, no big deal. He's only a 7% swing and miss guy. So these guys can be had. This bet is really a price bet, though, since I think France's ceiling is only like 6 or so. So keep that in mind, but we're getting even money. I think we have to take it. Again, anytime you get to bet a guy over 4.5 strikeouts at even money, and the guy has a mustache like Francis, you have to do it, especially on a Friday. Before we get to the next one, which is probably the banger of the year, I will tell you, I'm still looking at Kyle Bradish. I know the haters are going to say, Slop, what are you doing with Kyle Bradish? What are you doing with Kyle Bradish? I get it. He's not covering a lot. But here's the thing. He did cover last time, all right? I watched that game. Guess what? We needed him to get 4.5. It was against the Braves. He did get 5. He just got robbed by the ump. It was in the 3rd inning. Michael Harris, 3-2 count. Bradish threw a strike. He did his job. The ump called it a ball. That's not our fault. I don't know if you're familiar with counting, but that would have been 5. So that would have covered for us. If that was the case, that means Kyle Bradish would have covered in literally 3 of his last 4, which is not bad. I mean, I'll take that. That's almost 75% if you're familiar with math. The thing with the bet tonight is it opened at 3.5, like minus like 170 something, like unbettable, right? At FanDuel. Then, before I went to bed, it was 4.5 plus 128. I almost did it right then, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait. Let's see what happens overnight. I woke up this morning. This thing's like 4.5. Over is juiced to minus 140. We can't do that. But sometimes when the line moves that much, it'll move back down. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this a strong maybe, and we're going to wait. We're just going to watch the line all day. Maybe we get some lineup juice. Maybe we get some, I don't know, like the umpire, assignments get released and that changes things. All I'm saying is let's wait. Let's watch. If this thing dips back down, I'm going in. And you can just follow me on Pickit if you want to see if I do or not. Follow me on Pickit. It's an app, a bet tracking app. As soon as I bet it, you're going to see it. It works for everybody. Use SLOPSLOCKS as a promo code. I think they're going to give you some cash for it. They're going to give me some cash, so we both get cash, which is awesome. That's going to lead us to our next play, which is by far my favorite. I have no idea what these people at Caesars are doing. Matthew Boyd, over 4.5 strikeouts, minus 117 at Caesars. This thing was 5.5 plus 116 at FanDuel last night. All right. I didn't bet it. I thought about it. I wrote it down. I actually made a mental note too on top of writing it down. So that's 2 notes. Look, I can't do the 6. When I was shocked though, when I woke up this morning and saw that Caesars had 4.5 minus 117 for the over. That's insane value right there. This is not going to last. Like, Caesar's going to come up. I bet you everybody ends up at 5.5 strikeouts before this one's done. Seattle has struck out 92 times in just 300 at-bats against lefties this season. That is horrible. Off the top of my head, I think that's like 30%. Andrew Haney got 7 of them last time out. He's a 10% swing and miss guy. Matthew Boyd is a 13% swing and miss guy. So that's a pretty big discrepancy. JP Sears of the Oakland A's got 7 of them. Somehow he's a 12% swing and miss guy, which is kind of crazy to me because I usually don't think of him like that. So we might actually start betting him. So write that down. But anyways, he got 7. All we need is 5 here. Simply put, these guys whiff against lefties, these Mariners. In Boyd's career, he's actually struck out 4 of them multiple times. You can see that right on the graphic there that Nigel put together. It's sweet. I'm not a big pitcher versus batter guy. I'm just saying it's nice to know that Boyd has struck these guys out before. All right? Now, you throw in the fact that Julio Rodriguez, 42% on the season versus lefties, and Cal Raleigh, 50% versus lefties on the season, could be in the lineup. And we're cooking with grease right now, all right? This thing is definitely going to go over, unless they hit him, which I don't think, because the Mariners can't hit lefties. They're like the second lowest OPS in baseball against lefties. So there it is, guys. I mean, he's done this in 2 of his last 3, and he didn't even get 4. I'm sorry, he didn't even get 5. He got 6, at least 6. He got 8 one time. The only time he didn't make it in those 3 games was against the Orioles. They smashed lefties, though. It's not his fault. This guy's a pitcher, not a magician, all right? So, not his fault. I think he does it. He used to play for the Mariners, too, so there's a little revenge factor there. I'm just saying, this thing has it all. I love this bet. I can't wait to watch it happen. All right, I know I said I had a psycho bet, and this is about as psycho as it gets, okay? Yuri Perez, 6+ strikeouts, plus 200 at FanDuel. Guys, this is crazy. This thing kind of has it all. This is this kid's first ever start. He skipped AAA altogether. The kid's like 20. He's 6'8". He's got an absolute cannon attached to the right side of his body. Now, the Marlins said they're going to be careful with this guy, so that means pitch limit. But he's gone almost to 90 pitches like 4 or 5 times this season, so I think his limit's going to be like 90 or so. As far as swing and miss strikes, he's like 20-something% in the minor leagues. I know it's AA, so obviously it's not totally going to translate, but that does point to the fact that he is just throwing the ball by people. He's getting a team tonight in the Cincinnati Reds that are just not seeing the ball at all recently. In the last 7 days, there's 5 of them that are all 33+%. There's 4 others that are 20+%. I know it's only 7 days. We're not basing anything off a 7-day sample size, but at the same time, it's obvious they're not seeing the ball. I mean, they're striking out. I'm just saying we're catching these guys at exactly the right time. Kodai Senga just got 7 of them yesterday. He's only an 11% swing and miss guy. Mike Clevenger, 8% swing and miss guy, struck out 7 of them. Justin Verlander got 7 of them. He's only 11% swing and miss guy at this point in his career. All 3 of those guys are righties. Guess what? Perez is a righty, so we can assume we're looking at the same kind of deficiencies here. At the end of the day, I doubt Perez is going to go out there and set a record tonight. But to get 6+ strikeouts doesn't feel that hard for a guy like him in his first start. No one's seen him before. These guys don't see the ball well recently. All those things tied together. And at the end of the day, we're going to get to say that we had a psycho bet on this kid's first ever career start. That alone is worth the price of admission, especially on a Friday night. We'll remember this forever. Could be the greatest night of our lives. I'll see you guys tomorrow.